Tracking a big cool down to kick off this weekend behind those storms overnight. You can see temperatures were getting into the 60s just before midnight, but we dropped very quickly down near freezing even this morning. So you'll want to be staying bundled up if you're headed out really any time for the rest of today. This is a look at some of those storms overnight. Widespread damage across the area. We started getting tornado warnings kicking off in our eastern counties, and this just continued to tear through a lot of the Midwest. We can even see that stretching down into portions of Arkansas and going to continue to move through the south and continue moving through the eastern U.S. today. Still see not done with some of those that damage. So definitely going to want to remember everybody that's in the path of this, and a lot of people who have already been affected by it as well. Now that system has left us very cold this morning. We're a little bit where we should be this time of year, but it's very different than we were for most of last week. We can see it feeling like the mid-20s for the early hours, and this is what we're going to want to expect for most of the day. Maybe going to be seeing it feeling a little bit like the 30s this afternoon, but those breezes are going to continue to stick with us almost all day today, even as that sunshine warms us up into those 40s. So just really want to be sticking or holding on to that winter coat for the rest of today. Now, as we get into the rest of next week, we will be tracking a big warm up already tomorrow, back in the 50s, and here's these highs maybe already at 60 degrees on Monday afternoon. We are really not going to be feeling like December for very long. We actually stay above average all week. We were right around average for today in those 40s, but we are going to get in those 50s and 60s quick, and as we get into the middle of the week, this is where some record-breaking heat could be moving into our region. We are on set to break some of those records as we get into Wednesday. It's set at 70 degrees for Tuesday and Wednesday, maybe just shy of that for Tuesday, but we are again on track to break that into Wednesday afternoon. Very warm, very, very warm for December, and that's when we're going to be tracking another storm system, maybe similar to the one we got last night as well. Here's a look at those upper level winds. This is that dip in the jet stream that's been powering those storms, and you can see how fast that wind is moving. This just has a lot of energy to work with. That's why this has been so catastrophic, and this is going to continue to move through the eastern U.S. today. Now, once it gets out of here, it's going to pull a little bit some of the southerly winds back into our area. That's these warmer colors you see, and that's what's going to be leading to that warm up into the beginning of the week. This is not even the peak of it. As we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, that's where some of these even warmer colors move in. That's that southern air getting back into our area. This is where we could be breaking records as this southerly flow moves back in, but again, not going to be tracking that for too long either. Another dip in the jet stream on the way. This one looking pretty convoluted right now, but again, this is a pretty similar setup to what we even got for last night with these warmer temperatures ahead of this. And then once that passes through the area, looking like it's going to bring a return of maybe some closer to average temperatures, but we're still, again, expected to stay above average even into next weekend. We should be back into those mid 40s, but only tracking us back into the 50s behind that front, and still looking a little disturbed. We could hold on to rain chances all the way through the weekend, but still got that big warm up to get through before then.